Brand new Daredevil Born Again spoiler review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dittenberg. Today, we are breaking down season one, episode 4 of Daredevil Born Again, which was titled Sic Semper System. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm Max Dittenberg. Welcome back to Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do TV and movie reviews, as well as added theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, box office breakdowns, and new on Instagram and TikTok. Some fun videos for you guys to definitely follow down in the description below. Please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this new episode of Daredevil Born Again? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is this the only time we see Punisher in this season? Or do we see more of them? Let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, also please hit that thumbs up button. So I have, again, if you're new to the channel, I do breakdown spoiler-wise of each episode of Daredevil Born Again. I've really enjoyed the show. I loved the show so far. And I thought this was just another great episode. And it really kicks the show into a high gear because the first 3 episodes, you have our 2 lead characters, which are Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk, not trying to revert back to their old ways from the Netflix show. Fisk is trying to be a somewhat of a decent enough mayor, trying to regain his marriage with Vanessa, while Matt is tragically trying to put behind Daredevil after he couldn't save his best friend in time. And you have both of these people fighting against their true selves, really. And this episode ends on basically trying to set up the ending of that they are going back to their true forms. Matt has another case in this episode. I thought it was fine, decent enough to Matt, again, questioning what's right and what's wrong. But it wasn't obviously as impactful of one as obviously the White Tiger one. The scene, which I honestly thought was going to be the best part of the episode, turned out to be the second best scene, which was when Hector's niece meets up with Matt at the morgue and she kind of just breaks down in front of him. I thought it was an extremely powerful scene to kick off the episode. And this is an extremely powerful episode itself. So let's just talk about Fisk. He is trying to take away this crime-ridden area of Red Hook, where we've seen so much crime in the first 3 episodes of the season. He's trying to turn it into a different thing, a polished, non-criminal-esque area. And all this trash is around there. It's just not seen with good publicity. And he tells that to 2 people, his trusted person, and then Michael Gandolfini's character. And he leaks it by accident to BB when they're having drinks towards the beginning of the episode. And it's a really cool scene where Fisk is like, I'm going to find whoever this is, I'm going to find this out. Fisk is now starting to be uncomfortable with being mayor. He's going to all these different events. And you can tell he's just not enjoying himself. And I think it's a really good thing in this episode where Fisk really does want to be the mayor that he says he is. He promised so many things, and he's talking to his trusted colleague who runs all the mayorships in New York. And she's like, it doesn't really happen like that. You have to go through step after step. And obviously when Fisk was the head of this criminal organization, he can just do whatever he wants with a snap of his finger. There's nothing he has to talk about or talk to get something done. He just gets it done. But that's just not what it's like being a mayor of a city, especially a city like New York. There's rules, stipulations, processes that take time. And he's a very impatient man who wants to get stuff done. And he's going to all these events, which he doesn't care about. The school one, which was really funny, and then going to the Latvian one where they sing the same song just in a different language. Found to be very interesting. He actually does want to do a lot of the stuff he says, but he's unable to because he's actually the mayor. And he's kind of learning that being the mayor might not get a lot of stuff done, which is kind of why he's reverting back to his other self. So he has a big therapy scene with Vanessa and Heather in this episode where it sounded like she had a fling for someone else named Adam. He wasn't very happy about it. They kind of joke that they're kind of alluding to that he might be dead. But at the end of the episode, we learned that he has him captured somewhere in like his own prison in the mansion. Very, very dark how that turned out. But the whole season, he's kind of been eating these lonely omelets, trying not to be big and to keep the fighting away. But he reverts back as he has a huge meal, and Adam's captured, and it looks like Wilson Fisk is turning back into Kingpin. Now, Matt on the other side, again, is not wanting to be Daredevil. He sees that the bullet that killed White Tiger had the Punisher logo. And I was like, this is very interesting. Are they doing Punisher now? And they are. So we get this best scene, one of the best scenes of Marvel television, the best scene of this show so far, which is the reuniting of Frank and Matt. And it was a really great scene, a really great part. Matt talking about how he did his service. Obviously, Frank is a military man, if you saw The Punisher and all those Netflix shows. And the fact that that's not thank you for your service, that type of bit, I thought was really good. But Frank's like, you're not just here to ask for my help. You get your hands dirty and you can't. You're scared. And he said, say, it's all about your friend. And Matt says, I've already moved on. It's not about my friend. And he says, you're a coward. Say his name. You're so afraid that you can't even say your own friend's name. And I thought it was extremely powerful and moving. Matt's very emotional, and Matt saying that, we could, me and you, Frank, we could work our whole lives and we still couldn't be as decent of a person as Foggy was. And obviously it's supposed to pull out that Matt is just, he needs to get his hands dirty, but has been avoiding the Daredevil the entire show really so far since the opening big scene with Foggy dying. And this was a really powerful scene. John Bernthal killed it, as always, in this scene. Him and Cox obviously have great chemistry. This was the perfect Daredevil Punisher reuniting scene. I hope it's not the last we see of Frank in this season. But again, clearly it wasn't Frank who obviously killed White Tiger, but this was all just to get Matt back as Daredevil. He has an adorable scene with Heather back in his apartment. And again, they keep hinting that obviously Heather will not tell Matt. Obviously, as a therapist, you can't tell anyone who's your client, but they keep bringing up the fact that Heather obviously is the one being the therapist for Vanessa and Wilson. And when Matt finds that out, that will definitely be an interesting plot point. But they seem very good together, but then Matt leaves and he starts practicing, and it looks like he will become the Daredevil again. So it looks like we see the return of both Kingpin and Daredevil to end this episode. So great episode of Daredevil Born Again. Just even looking, they are releasing 2 episodes next week. So we're getting episodes 5 and 6 of Daredevil Born Again on Tuesday night. So next Wednesday, guys, we'll have another spoiler breakdown of Daredevil Born Again.